Man. It's good to be back. I just got back from South Korea, and while I was there, I've been coming up with new videos to make when I get home. So, for today's video, I'm going to be comparing the two first superhero film of the cinematic universe. Well, it is still a copyright video, so just keep in mind. So without wasting any more time, let's compare the Man of Steel with Iron Man. Okay, the story of Iron Man is that Tony Stark, a billionaire, just got kidnapped by a group of bad guys, so he built an armor suit to escape, and then later on, he has a change of heart and ends up becoming a superhero. Well, the story for the Man of Steel, an alien Kryptonian got sent to Earth for his own safety and got adopted by the farmer's couple, and long story short, Kal-El becomes Superman. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think Iron Man origin story is better for me. Well, Clark Kent origin was emotional from the beginning, but it also felt rushed. Well, most origin story was handled with time and care, but the Man of Steel give us neither of that. The origin story was overall rushed out, despite being a really slow-paced film. Iron Man is only like an hour and 59 minutes, and the Man of Steel is over 2 hours. Like, the Man of Steel has more time on their hands, but the origin story and the character development just felt unearned. Well, Iron Man, despite being shorter than the Man of Steel, well, it never had this pacing issue with the origin. Tony Stark has a reason to become Iron Man, so he has to redeem himself to help out the people, and Superman origin just felt so rushed that it doesn't even have a reason to become Superman. Well, Tony Stark is a complicated character, and him becoming the hero that he is today was well deserved, and it was handled with a lot of time and care. As for Man of Steel, it doesn't feel deserved to me. It was just a slow, mixed with fast-paced, underdeveloped origin story with no satisfaction. Well, on paper, it is emotional, but it is just all forgettable and rushed out. Well, to be generous, it is a good origin story, but there's never a time thought it was really great. So the movie with the superior story origin for me is Iron Man. I can yoke past at many things, but what I can't yoke past is going out of character of your main character, and we will talk about that for a minute. Iron Man is one of these heroes that I grew up with. Robert Downey Jr. fits well as the character, and he was great. Well, Superman from the Man of Steel, well, I thought he was okay. Well, I like Henry Cavill performance. I thought he played Superman pretty well, but I had my issue with the character. while he's fighting whatever, he just acted pretty broody and dark, much like Batman acted broody and dark. And that says a lot because the world of Superman doesn't seem beautiful or inspiring from the comics. They just all pretty dark. I mean, seriously, Zack Snyder? There's no need to make your own films dark. I mean, every film that you just made doesn't have to be dark. Yeah, that's not how the way it works, Zack Snyder. And at times, Zack Snyder just went pretty out of character of Superman. Well, especially the ending part, which we're going to talk about later on the video. Okay, well, for sure, they kind of did Superman right, but not in the way where it came out of the comics. Overall, it just felt like I am seeing more like Batman than Superman. Well, Henry Cavill is a good Superman, but there's never a time that I thought his was great. Well, Robert Downey Jr. is a great Iron Man through and through, especially the whole entire MCU. So the movie with the superior hero, to me, without a doubt, is Iron Man. Okay, well, the character in Iron Man, they are either supportive or a great impact, emotional depth for the hero to change his heart. Well, Superman has supportive characters as well, but there's something that didn't work out for me. I was not interested with the moment what Clark had with his adoptive dad. They only have one emotional moment scene, which it is not enough. When Clark's dad died during the storm, well, I don't find myself to care, because I think he was pretty wasted there. And for that, Uncle Ben and Peter Parker moment was a way better executed relationship stuff than Clark and his dad. As for the action in Iron Man was pretty good. Well, it is not my favorite action of the MCU, but it was so good. Well, as for the action in Man of Steel, well, it was a bit too much. Like, it was just too overwhelming. Okay, well, at times, the action is awesome, but I thought they just went pretty too far into a point. I started to get a headache from trying to breathe. Okay, I know they're just aliens making a lot of destruction to the city, but this action and even the climax has no build-up, and it just felt like it just goes on forever, and even the CGI makes the action bad. Well, Iron Man didn't do too much with the action. They just kept it simple and safe for the first movie, and I would rather keep it that way. So the movie with the superior supportive character slightly and better action is the Iron Man movie. Okay, I know I piss you guys off, but this video was just only getting started. Okay, to be clear, I was younger when I watched both of these movies, so I don't remember any of them filling this motivation. Well, Ironmonger, well, I thought he was just a generic villain that is jealous of Tony and wanting to, like, I don't know, rule the world with an armor suit. As for Zod, I thought he was just a generic villain that wanted to destroy the Earth. Well, that makes him a bit intimidating at times, because he did destroy Krypton before. Well, it was a bit interesting, but I'm just going to call it bullcrap there. Nevertheless, the the fight scene with Zod, like I said, was overwhelming, and I did not like when Superman killed Zod at the end of the fight. Okay, well sure, Zod is Superman's enemy, but just because that's his enemy, that does not make it okay to kill him off. Well, Iron Man never killed Ironmonger. Ironmonger just got himself killed in the most goofy villain way, and that could have been a better way to kill off Zod. And when you come to think about it, Superman killing Zod at the end of the movie just felt a bit out of character of Superman. I mean, imagine if Superman was your idol and he ends up killing a supervillain right in front of you, and it felt like that your hero has lied to you. That's exactly how I feel when Superman killed Zod. Okay, well, if you don't have a problem of Superman killing, then there's seriously something wrong with you, because Superman is a freaking superhero, and superheroes don't kill. Okay, when it comes to superheroes, like Deadpool killing villains, then I don't mind it, because Deadpool is an anti-hero, and he has a excuse to kill. Well, Superman, on the other hand, is not an anti-hero, so he does not have a excuse to kill Zod. Well, okay, I get that Superman was forced to kill, but this is his first movie, just to remind you, and having him being forced to kill was just too soon, and it doesn't make sense. Okay, overall, I think both of these supervillains in both of these movies are generic, and none of them deserve to win. Well, if you already guessed it, the Man of Steel is nothing really any special for me. It just felt like one of these DC movies that failed. I am not a fan of Zack Snyder and his DC Cinematic Universe. Okay, first we got this Superman movie that is nowhere near as accurate to the comics, and then we have Batman vs. Superman, the movie that I end up hating, and seeing how the Flash movie performs back in 2023, I just lost interest. Okay, well, Henry Cavill is a good actor, but his was never my preferred version of the Superman character. Well, to begin with, well, Robert Downey Jr., unlike Henry Cavill, well, his was my preferred Iron Man, for sure, and I stuck with him until 2019, when he made his ultimate sacrifice in Endgame, and it was satisfying, and that is something that I didn't felt with Henry Cavill Superman. Well, I don't think that's his fault, because I mostly blame the director whenever bad movies are just made. Anyway, I got something to do, so let's make this quick with the rating scores. Okay, well, think about the emotional origin story of Clark as a baby. Well, I was going to give The Man of Steel a 5 out of 10, but if it weren't for the rush out second part origin, and the slow pacing, the unnecessary darkness, and a random theme song that we placed the original Superman theme for no reason, and the overused destruction action, and everything, bad CGI, and killing off Zod, it's just so hard to ignore, and I just couldn't look past that. So, my score for The Man of Steel all comes down to a 3 out of 10. Well, as for Iron Man, well, Tony Stark origin story was so satisfying, and it just all comes down to what he did in Endgame. I got less complaints about it, so the first Iron Man really knows how to start off the Marvel Universe movies. So, Iron Man gets a well-deserved 10 out of 10. Well, you know, this is actually so embarrassing that Marvel had better movies than DC does, and I hope they make up for it with the new DC cinematic reboot, with the new Superman film being handled. Well, if this movie was able to actually do really good, then I would be really impressed and appreciate it. And I can tell you that this movie is going to kick the Man of Steel's butt. Well, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Oh, and comment down below of which movie do you like better. Oh, and don't worry, if you pick the Man of Steel over Iron Man, then I won't mind it. Well, as long that you don't argue with me, well, I might do a review on that Superman reboot movie as soon it comes out, but for now, I'm going to see you guys next time.